Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This is Pooja from Arkansas. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your association. Thank you to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Pooja Mataji. Danpat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Darshini, thank you so much. Thank you for giving your darshan. Very nice welcoming, and thank you, Shankar Mataji, for the protection. This is Preeti Vilasni.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Danpat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Thank you so much for letting me speak. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I welcome all of you to the mid-morning session of Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, which will be based on Sri Caitanya Bhagavat. Before proceeding on with the class, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote, 9th April. I can only suggest and whenever and wherever possible that can be applied, but I do not force anyone. After all, you are all working hard to please Krishna only out of love for me. So there can be no question of force if love is there. We should not ever try to force anyone or reduce our society to an impersonal business exchange. This will kill everything. Our only purpose in every endeavor is simply to make advancement in spiritual life or in pleasing Krishna. Letter to Bhaktadas, April 9, 1972. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We'll go on with the next part of the session. It is Sri Caitanya Bhagavat class. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, chapter 10, verses 1 to 6. Today the class will be given by His Grace Ramgiridhari Prabhu. Prabhuji there.
Let's wait for a couple of minutes. I can read it.
Madhuri, Prabhuji is not there. So do we chant till then?
Yeah.
Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. We are very grateful to you for joining the call and giving your association to us. Thank you so much for joining the call and enlightening us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, chapter 10, verses 1 to 6. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now I hand over the call to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. So we are starting a new chapter. The chapter titled The Conclusion of Lord's Mahaprakasha Pastimes. So we'll read the shlokas and then we'll chant the nectar. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Sri Gaura Sundaram. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Anadi Ishwaram. All glories to Mahaprabhu Sri Gaura Sundara. All glories to Nityananda, the primeval Lord. He namate Prabhu Sri Dhare Re Varadiyam. Nada 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 Bale Mastaka Dulayam. In this way, the Lord awarded benediction to Sridharam and then began to roll his head while saying, Nada, Nada, Nada. Text 3. Prabhu Bhole Acharya Magaha Nija Karyam Ye Ma Ghilunta Pailun Balaya Acharya. The Lord said, O Acharya, ask for what you desire. Advaita Acharya replied, I already received what I asked for. Text 4. Punkara Karaye Jagannatera Nandanam Hena Shakti Nahi Karo Balite Vachanam. The son of Jagannath Mishra roared loudly. No one had the ability to speak before him. Text 5. Mahaprakasha Prabhu Vishwambara Raya Gadadhara Yogaya Tambula Prabhukaya. As Lord Vishwambara manifested his Mahaprakasha pastimes, Gadadhara offered betel nuts which the Lord ate. Text 6. Dharani Dharendra Nityananda Dhareem Chatra Sammukhe Advaitadi Sabha Mahapatra. Nityananda, who holds the universes on his head, held an umbrella over the Lord's head. Exalted personalities headed by Advaita stood in front. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakayam Chakshurun Militam Menam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham Namaham Vishnu Padayam Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedhantam Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the new chapter and there are a lot more nectar waiting for us. These glorious pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that are made available to us by the blessings of, by the kindness of self-realized souls. Personalities who are leading a conditioned life, having access to these nectar is not something comprehensible. I am in one side of the spectrum, and this nectar is on the other side of the spectrum. For these two to meet, for a person who is in a conditioned state of consciousness to meet, to get access to a glorious pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is not arithmetically, mechanically, socially, emotionally, sentimentally, philosophically, intelligently, knowledgeably. In no way it is possible. But if it is still possible, it is only because Emana Durmati Samsara Bitare Udiya Chino Ami Tavani Jajana Kona Mahajani Pataya Dile Tumi Doya Kori More Patita Dekiya. That's the point. Somebody had seen me, Patita, fallen. Somebody had seen us fallen. Somebody had seen, predicted the conditioned state of people in this Kali Yuga. They were completely concerned about us, those conditioned soul. So they made this connection. And this connection, which is unavailable in previous yugas, this arrangement of getting access to the superlative nectar of devotional service, bypassing so many layers of progression and devotional journey, it is something that is not comprehended. In Hindi, there is a saying, Bandar kya jane, adrak ka swad. A person who has not understood, no have any remembrance about transcendental subject matter, if he is also exposed to transcendental subject matter, first he need to be very thankful and indebted to all the great souls who made it available. And we need to handle them pretty carefully. A product which is of a very high stature, if the highness and superlativeness of the product is never understood or assimilated by a person who is buying the product, there is a high possibility that he will misuse the product. The reason I am saying all these things is, the pages that we are seeing through the Caitanya Bhagavata that we are enjoying, apparently enjoying, is a superlative offering of our Vaishnava Acharyas. What these pages of Chaitanya Bhagavata can give us is nothing but Krishna Prema. But are we scratching that layer of Krishna Prema yet? Or are we still beating around the bush? But either way, we are in the right groove. So all glories to all those great Vaishnava Acharyas, and all Naman, all Dandavats to all those great Vaishnava Acharyas who considered our conditioned state and giving us a rope to latch on to come up. This science of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glorious pastimes and its associated Siddhanta is not a joke, and neither it is something as material or as transactional as we deal with other materialistic things. Let us learn them, honor them, respect them, worship them, preach them, dwell on them, and eventually settle in them by continuously associating with them. So this chapter is going to further increase the devotional emotions. And these 6 shlokas are just to offer the obeisances to the Lord and setting the scene for what is coming up. But as always, we need to sieve through them, go deeper, and try to learn some lessons. So we will also try to learn some lessons today from this current context. Basically, those who are trying to talk about spirituality in general around the world, whoever speaks about spirituality, apart from the Vaishnava Acharyas, from a bona fide sampradaya, they have spoken maximum up to mukti. They have not touched anything on bhakti, or even if they have spoken about bhakti, they have taken bhakti as a subservient of mukti and made a mess out of that. That's what I was trying to say, that this pure devotional service, if it is in the wrong hands, it is like, I always say this example, I buy iPhone 15, the latest model. I'll flaunt around saying that I've got the most latest gadget. And I say this as a very good product to be used as a paperweight. I'm not sure if that product even ever exists nowadays. In our childhood days, there used to be something called a paperweight, where when people work on papers, teachers, lawyers, auditors, a lot of papers, and fan rotates, then paper fly away. So to keep them, they keep some different small there is a paperweight, there is a small glass piece that is kept. Suppose somebody say this, I purchased this iPhone as a paperweight. Suppose somebody says this, I purchased this iPhone for beating someone. It's a very good weapon. By beating on iPhone, it hurts. I am sure these two functions iPhone can do. But the product manufacturer, whoever has given that product, has not designed that product for that. So if you are very satisfied, very elated, very excited about getting these two functionalities accomplished using that costly iPhone, both the manufacturer as well as the general public will laugh at you and me, because they know this product has got several other functionalities. I'm not marketing for iPhone, don't get me wrong, but I just want to give an example. The idea is that this product is meant to perform several other functionalities. Similarly, the transcendental subject matter of Caitanya Bhagavata is meant to give us Krishna Prema, give us access to the most transcendental subject matter of devotional service, which no other spiritual authorities, apparently spiritual saints, have touched on. From that perspective, we need to handle them and try to approach towards that benchmark, that level of relations with the subject matter. Otherwise, from a conditioned state, when we read Chaitanya Bhagavata, when we read these pages of Chaitanya Charitamrita and various other wonderful literatures, we definitely get purification. We definitely get nice feelings. We definitely get, but it is not just there. Our benchmarking is that it can give us pure love of Godhead. So my first reflection is about that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to offer, and to define that product or put them in the right perspective, so that when we deal with that, that offering, we are able to appreciate them. If not relate with them now, at least we are able to appreciate them. At least by the process of appreciating them, we will eventually be able to relate to them. So I was trying to say that how several saints, they have claimed that how mukti is, achieving liberation is glorious. I am talking about sensible saints. Some saints, they are talking about 5 types of mukti. Some other have rejected the 5th one, which is called sayujya, merging with the Lord. So we are not even going to tax that. Tukaram Maharaj, or in one of the Hari Part or somewhere we have heard that. Tene mukti chari chahiye dya. Chari mukti ki baat kar rahe. They are talking only about 4 types of mukti. While there are 5. Which means only 5th one is left for some other category of seekers. If we talk about the power, what this mukti offers, they are not something, cheap offering. They are a very interesting offering. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sarishti. So they are all, the hierarchical wise, if you talk about mukti, Salokya mukti. Is it some small one? What is Salokya mukti? The person who has achieved Salokya mukti can literally be in the same abode as that other Supreme Lord. Salokya. We are the same abode. If somebody got that mukti, they can live in the same city, same place as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is it small? No. But somebody was explaining this. What is Salokya mukti like? It is like I am living in the same city as my chief minister or as my prime minister. So what? How often I get to see him? I can only say, oh, my prime minister's house is just 15 minutes away from here. So what? Can I meet him every day? Can I talk to him every day? Maybe once in a while there are some functions, or when he is traveling on the same road. So I may get to see him from distance, or maybe I may not even allow to see him because when he passes, the traffic regulations are such that all the other people are stopped and they are sent first. So Salokya is great, but it's not so great because we are not able to closely see the Lord, associate with the Lord, meet the Lord. So there is a Samipya. Samipya is somebody, it is like, if I can give an example, it is like I work in the same office as my prime minister. I may still move around the Supreme Lord. I may be working in a same department, same, place. Like I'm a person, a janitor or a chai wala or somebody who is, going in and out of Prime Minister's cabin. Is it small? No, it is special. to enter inside the PMO office, Prime Minister office or President's office, you will have to go through so many securities, so many, stuffs. But you are let in. And you are able to, give tea to him, speak to him, sir, please, he knows you by face. But will Prime Minister, discuss his plans, how the country has to be running, how the policies are coming up? Will he discuss that with us? Will he give us some, strategic services? Will he engage us in things? No, we will get our, salaries, but that's all. We are just hanging around. It's not small, but it is so great. One level up is Sarupya. Somebody has got the form of the Supreme Lord, Sarupya, but for a few things. They will not have cows to buy money. They will not have more punk. But otherwise, they'll get, same form, similar form. It is like cabinet ministers of the government. They have some power, but they are not able to function as much as they are not able to see. They are not able to get into the, real core aspect of the personality, the supreme personality of Godhead. Like, for example, in the government, they will only be responsible to certain functions. They will be, better. It's okay, fine, great. But is it everything? Okay, this is Sarshti. We'll go one step up. Very powerful. So these powerful personalities, they are one step above. They have authority to, exhibit certain power for some administrative function, for some, supportive function. But the interesting aspect is all these muktis are seen as very, very insignificant in comparison to what bhakti offers, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offers, what our devotional service offers. I will read a portion from this introduction of this 10th chapter, where we are going to discuss about Murari Gupta, Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu. So many wonderful things are going to come up. But I'll just read one small portion which is very profound. Mahaprabhu declared that Haridasa was more dear to him than his own self, and that he and Haridasa belonged to the same family. On seeing the distress of Haridas, the Lord had descended from Vaikuntha with the Sudarshana Chakra in his hand. But since Haridasa desired auspiciousness for even his oppressors, the Sudarshana Chakra desisted, and Mahaprabhu took the beating of Haridasa on his own body. After exhibiting those marks of torture on his own body, Mahaprabhu further said that he was unable to tolerate the distress of Haridasa, so he incarnated immediately. Lord Krishna, who is controlled by his devotees, does not know anything except his devotees. One who has no love for the holy names of Krishna, who is so affectionate towards his devotees, is simply suffering the results of his own misfortune. So I want to say that this Krishna Prema, this Gaura Prema, this exchange of love between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his dearest devotees is something completely away and above and untouched by any tinge of even religious, spiritual accomplishments that we just discussed. Krishna took the beating on his back so that Haridas Thakur is not feeling the pain. It is explained that Krishna all the time thinks about his devotees, whilst so many devotees, Pantas Dukoti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayo Ratapi Manaso Munipungavanam Sopyastiyat Prapadichimnya Vichintya Tattve Pantastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragamyo. Tens and hundreds and thousands of years, there are people meditating to just to see the tip of the toe of the lotus feet of the Lord. And here the Lord is constantly desiring, feeling for, coming forward to offer benedictions. He is requesting, please take something from me. Please take something from me. And that loving exchanges, as it is nicely written, one who has no love for the holy names of Krishna, who is so affectionate towards his devotees, is simply suffering the results of his own misfortune. That's exactly what I was trying to say in the beginning. That if I am not able to take advantage of this, even after these transcendental, wonderful subject matter being made available to me, if I am not able to relish and enjoy, I will be seen as a joker who is going around the world saying that I have a $2,000 worth of a gadget. I'm using it as a paperweight or a weapon. The manufacturer will anyway, ban you or trying to classify us as a clown. But we are, we will miss a wonderful opportunity. It is like the jewel is in our own backyard. I search for wealth everywhere. So my first reflection is Gaura Prema, Krishna Prema, Radha Prema. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered it to us through one capsule called Holy Name. Through his loving devotional service, through his wonderful, pastimes, so that even in this Kali Yuga, which is considered as the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, we still have a hope and we can experience the results right now as we, practice. Not that it is a delayed given. So Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sarishti, and any other accomplishments which the so-called spiritualist will talk about it, work for it. I mean, they will even go through a lot of austerities for it. They may perform so much of pious, activities for it. They may earn for it for several lifetimes. But these Vaishnavas, wonderful devotees who are, subscribed to this process of Sankirtan mission, they will handpick very nicely with the blessings of our acharyas, some very great, wonderful, results, which these all people who did not have access to this may take ages to come to this place. So from that perspective, my first reflection is to say that Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam should be our mission. May the Sankirtan mission be victorious. May the Sankirtan mission be spread all over the universe. And may I be part of that, mission. Because on my own, by my own personal capacity, anyway I can't do anything. On my own, by my personal capacity, if I go and hunt for some spiritual knowledge, I may go and bring some, oh, I got Salukya, oh, I got Samipya, oh, I got this, oh, I got that. But somehow, this Sankirtan mission has given us a hope and opportunity, and not just hope and opportunity, but make us as a unique, specifically blessed soul, which is very rare and rarest in all the other universes. So that so many demigods, they are desiring to descend when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. So the Krishna Prema, Radha Prema, Gaura Prema that is being made available now, through these wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are glorious. Glorious are those devotees about whom we have been discussing, and we will be discussing in this chapter also. He is all the more special because when Mahaprabhu is offering something to them, they are saying, we are satisfied. We just want, you. We are satisfied. Please use us in your service. Look at the, transcendental exchange between the Lord and his devotees. The Lord is dying out. Please take something. Please take something. I want to give something. I want to give something. The devotees are saying, no, I don't want anything. So the Lord is mad after his devotees, and his devotees are mad after the Lord. And the whole world is mad after devotees because they don't understand what the devotees are up to. So my first reflection here is that this Krishna Prema that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has offered, delivered, the love that we all receive through this process of Harinama Sankirtana. Harinama Garjatam Nahimbaya Sindam Aisi Bole Gita Bhagavata. Jai Jai Vittala Hari, Jai Jai Vittala Hari, Jai Jai Vittala Hari Panduranga. Tali Vaja Vavi Kuti Uparavi Vata Hi Chalavi Pandarichi. Jai Jai Vittala Hari, Jai Jai Vittala Hari, Jai Jai Vittala Hari Panduranga. So many saints have come and spoken about this. So many people are constantly motivating us. And personalities like me are always saying that, oh, okay, come and try to change me. We will take a sankalpa that I will not change so easily. So sometimes we are giving a tough time to even these great self-realized souls who get baffled. Oh my God, what kind of material this boy is made of, this man is made of. Pigalta hi nahi. He's not even melting for anything. What else to be offered? But still, the Lord is kind upon. The Lord is very kind. So my first reflection is to say that Krishna Prema, in a very easier and a very pleasant manner, that is being made available to us. No other avatara, no other opportunity will make it such wonderful, such easier. Today we had a Brahmotsava in our temple here in Radha Madan Mohanji temple in ISKCON, Navi Mumbai. His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj had come. And I'm sure, you all can understand what kind of magic he can make when he is around. So the most complex superlative thing was made available. They are just right there in front of you. You can see them manifest right in front of you. You are able to touch, feel, experience, hear, everything. You can write yourself that I was in an era when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental mercy is being manifested right in front of you. We are not in some other, utopian era, that some other, times that we never knew all of these things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are still going on. What Mahaprakash Leela Mahaprabhu revealed to those great souls, he is revealing to us in different capacity. So from that perspective, let's value and make sure we repeatedly say this, because I'm saying this for myself, because we are in such a state where we are neither into a completely materialistic zone, nor we are in a completely spiritualistic zone. We are in between. As we say that after grade 12, or at least in India, after grade 10, you do not want to be called yourself as a kid. I'm sure people are still becoming much more, they do not want to call themselves a kid even after grade 8 also. But let us say, after school, they're college goers. Let them, when they get enrolled in an engineering college, they are not engineers, but they are neither a school student. They are already enrolled in an engineering college, a prestigious college, a high profile college. In India, if it is called IIT, maybe in the US it is Stanford, Yale, MIT, Harvard, whatever you may call. You already enrolled. Technically, all of us are enrolled in that such glorious institution. But is that enough? That is the greatest milestone. How we enrolled, God knows. I used to always say this to, my employees or somebody who comes for interview. Those who passed engineering during COVID, I have a problem, because we know how they passed the engineering. They didn't go to college. They sat at home and wrote the exams. They never went through a typical, way of learning in a college. So we all somehow came into this institution, somehow. Now, I am part of it, and we should make sure we take advantage of it. There's a Tamil song, a folk song. It's a very interesting folk song. Nandavanathil Randi, avan nalaru madamai kuyavanai vendi, kondu vandanoru tondi, adai kutadi potudai tandi. The meaning of this song is, there was a beggar. That beggar, for 10 long months, he didn't have a bowl. He didn't have a container to go and beg alms. He didn't have anything. So he went to a pot maker. Said, hey, pot maker, can you please make a small bowl, some container for me so that I can go and beg alms, fetch some food and this and that. That guy said, oh, I am busy, but wait, when I get time, I'll keep making it. And give you whenever I can. That beggar went to Nalaru Madamai Kuyavanai Vendi, which means Nalar means 4 plus 6, 10 months. He kept begging and begging, and finally he got the container. The folk song says, this human form of life, we have begged the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I have come to deliver you. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in the song Jeev Jago. He says the soul in the womb prayed to the Lord, please, I am feeling suffocation. Let me out. I will worship you. But as soon as I came out, I clasped the lotus feet of Maya and did not worship. So, Nalaru Madamai Kuyavanai Vendi. For 10 months, I kept begging the, pot maker, and finally got this body. I begged and finally got this body. So the pot made by the pot maker. After 10 months, he gave, okay, take it. Adai kutadi potudai tandi. Now I got a pot. So what did he do? He kept on tossing it up and down, and hey, I got it, and finally broke it. So similarly, we got this human form of life, important human form of life, rarest human form of life, Durlabham Manusham Janma. And what are we doing? Oh, hunky-dory, merry-go-round life. We are just enjoying and letting. So the point is, the similar mindset is when we as devotees, part of this glorious Sankirtan mission, sometimes get so elated that I got into a glorious moment. Yes, we are. But we have a responsibility to fulfill, go through this, because we have been blessed with one. So we need to make sure that we reach the end. The process will take you forward, but please don't do such a harkat, such a thing that you'll be thrown out of this. So my first realization is that we should be very thankful, happy, as well as indebted to be part of this great, glorious Sankirtan mission, which is offering us that which is not being offered to anyone else so easily. The second reflection is what Mahaprabhu is trying to do, and what is happening here in these chapters, last 2-3 chapters. So I want to explain this concept of selection versus election. In democratic world, people are elected. Prabhupada says this is demon crazy. A person who is conditioned, who is going through so much of his own or her own trials and tribulations in his life, who does not even know what is good, what is bad for him, will not be able to make right decision for himself. So in all spiritual paradigm, all spiritual processes, there is always a concept of selection. I'll explain what I'm trying to say. Caitanya Mahaprabhu is now doing these pastimes for what? He wants to start a mass Sankirtan movement. So he is hand-picking candidates. And he is hand-picking candidates to establish, to tell us that who these candidates are. He is interacting and glorifying each and every one of them, so that we come to know that this team that Mahaprabhu assembled is not some, not some general masses. They are very special, unique devotees. So, from the spiritual abode and all the spiritual activities, the methodology of participating in the devotional project or devotional program is a person is selected based on his or her devotional qualities. The reason I want to discuss this point is to tell two things. What is happening here in Shiva Sangan, and from that, what is the lesson for us to learn? What is happening in Shiva Sangan is Mahaprabhu is assembling his team, glorifying his team, giving reward to each of them, motivate them, prepare them, establish the mood, establish the ethos, set the SOPs, so that SOP meaning standard procedures, how this whole preaching is going to happen, and eventually Mahaprabhu is getting ready for a glorious Sankirtan mission. And second aspect of it, from that, the the lesson that we are going to inherit is, or the learn is, that we can also be selected, or maybe we are already selected. We may not be in the league of those devotees who are, whose glories are currently being discussed. But nothing will stop us in getting to that league. And maybe 500 years later, somebody will glorify the services that you have rendered for Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, as we are currently discussing about the services they did 500 years before. Again, we are not hungry for our names to be spoken about, but it is the credit that the Lord would anyway give. So can we work in such a manner that we will be selected? The success of our Krishna consciousness is such that we behave in such a manner that the spiritual master smiles at us, looking at our success in Krishna consciousness, or turn his face towards us and say that, yes, wow, very good. Krishna turns his face towards us. This chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to reveal the identity of Murari Gupta. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to reveal, so many intimate pastimes that, that Murari Gupta, as who he was and how he was Hanuman and did the service to Lord Rama and his glorious services. He is going to talk about Haridas Thakur and his glorious activities. He is going to talk about Nityananda Prabhu once again. So this is tradition, this is our culture, this is our ethos, this is our mood. So can I be part of such a selection process? Unlike the materialistic management, unlike the materialistic arrangement, unlike this materialistic lifestyle, which is on majority, which is on elected by, they may have their advantages in some some forum and some arrangement, but Krishna consciousness is top-down approach. It is something that you have to be handpicked. You have to be nominated. You have to be chosen. You have to be selected. That is our success in Krishna consciousness. So my second reflection that I want to register here is that all these great, glorious souls who are getting recognized now, who are getting their awards, who are getting their appreciations, whose accolades are being discussed now, it is not just that the accolades have been given. They have demonstrated them in their lifestyle. Similarly, your accolades, our services will also be recognized and appreciated. And Srila Prabhupada wanted that to happen. Again, we are not hungry after accolades or credits, but it is important that we need to understand that this process offers. In spite of that, we are supposed to stay humble and preach nicely. Srila Prabhupada's life. You'll see Srila Prabhupada's life in two phases, two forms. One side as a humble, simple, sincere, enduring, committed, disciple to this process. On the other side, roaring lion, authority. He did simultaneously. That is why I used to say this. A Vaishnava should fly high by staying grounded. What is fly high by staying grounded? You stay grounded by your emotion, thought process, thinking about yourself. Fly high by your services to glorify spiritual master and the process. So Srila Prabhupada flew high. Whenever he presented Krishna consciousness, he spoke as an authority. Whenever he was in front of the predecessor acharyas, or the way he began this process, the way he dedicated this process, the way he oriented himself in such a humble, whether it was Radha Damodar temple, whether it was his prayer in Shantipur, whether it was prayer in front of Rupa Goswami Samadhi, in front of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, in front of every possible situation that he was put in, Srila Prabhupada was a very humble soul. So my second reflection, I want to rest here by saying, can we work in such a manner that you will be handpicked, you will be selected, you will be called for? And I always tell to my students here, that when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we are pleading the Lord to engage us in His service. and if the plea is genuine, what is the natural outcome that will happen is two things. Vaishnavas will come in your life on their own, approach you. They will visit your house, they will visit your life, and they'll come with some service to you. So if you want to ever evaluate how my devotion is, check for these two things. There are several other things you can check, but these two things, if it comes your way, don't get proud, be thankful. Number one, if Vaishnavas knock on your door, which means your prayer, your japa worked. At least one mantra worked. And when they come, they don't come just to honor prasadam. They can make enough good prasadam, or they are already offered plenty of prasadam. But they come with the service. Hey, can we do this service? Can I do this service? Can you be part of this growth? Can you do this? They will come with some message. I'm talking about Vaishnavas above us, whom we look up to. As friends, we do social spiritualism or spiritual socialism. I do not know what you call it. You just come together to have our, kitty party arrangement amongst devotees and have fun. That all can be part of, Vaishnava dealings, and we can have loving exchanges. It's not a problem. But on a serious note, if you are called for some committed serious service, we can consider that as an acknowledgement. So be part of the selection process. At least always prepare yourself. We do not have a choice to enroll ourselves. Oh, Prabhu, please, please. You can also do please, please. But the prerogative is in their hands. The third aspect of it, the last, reflection from this current context, is about the Lord. You can never dictate your terms to him, but you can behave in a manner that he come to your terms. The idea is, as I just read sometime before, this transformation of the roaring Lord coming to your terms happens by our japa, nama. In this Kali Yuga, there are 5 ways or 5, forms, or you can say 5 aspects of the Supreme Lord that one can perceive. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, and finally Para. Para means the Lord in the spiritual abode. The Lord in the Goloka Vrindavan Dham, as on today, I don't have access. Most of us don't have access. It is accessible only for Nitya Suris. What is not possible for us to comprehend today is the Lord's Nitya Leela, which is currently happening. Can I understand Lord's Nitya Leela just like that? Is it visible for us? No, it is visible for rarest of the rare souls. Tukaram Maharaj, Rupa Goswami, Haridas Thakur. Very rare souls get to see the pastimes happening right in front of them. 6 Goswamis. Can I understand the Lord's transcendental qualities just like that? Most of the time I misunderstand them. The Lord might be coming and trying to give you some help by in the form of a trouble. I go and curse him. Oh Lord, why did you give me trouble? He may have come and given you the trouble so that we will become devotees. It was Lord's mercy, but we go and complain. So Lord will withdraw or do something else. So neither I can understand, access the Lord in his transcendental abode as of now, nor I can, follow, participate, or able to comprehend the Leela that is happening in front of me, nor I am able to appreciate as of now the qualities, that guna of the Lord as of now. Okay, can I appreciate his deity form? Yes, to an extent. I do have some attractions, but not as much as I'm supposed to have. The way acharyas see the deities is not the same way I see the deities. The way self-realized soul see the deities is not the way I see the deities. The way all these wonderful personalities are witnessing Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu is going to sit in a, he's going to reveal his Mahaprakasha pastimes forms. He has been showing his, Shadabuja form. He has been showing different identities, different forms to so many of these personalities. He's going to just show Ramachandra Swami Murari Gupta. That's not how we see the Lord today. We see the Lord and we definitely have some attractions. I'm sure our so many, so much of years in our Krishna consciousness have helped us to see the, Lord and develop some affinity, attachment, service attitude towards them. But Nama, we do have a lot of experience. So the chain is, Nama can give access to Rupa. Nama and Rupa can eventually give access to Guna. Nama, Rupa, Guna can reveal as Leela and eventually can take us to the spiritual abode. The reason I'm saying this, for the Lord, as it is explained in the verse, fourth or fifth verse, where he is roaring and trying to, establish or present himself, no one has got the ability to, go and challenge him. But devotion has got the power for him to come to your terms. He becomes subservient to his devotees. The goal of a devotee is not to make the Lord subservient to him, but the process of devotional service makes the Lord so much so dependent on his devotees that he is ready to do anything for him. This is presented to establish the power of devotional service process, not the mentality of a Vaishnava. Mentality of the Vaishnava is always subservient to the Lord. But the power of devotional services makes the Lord subservient to his devotees. So, if that power is made available in your japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that simple Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has got all these wonderful potencies. Like a banyan tree's seed may look insignificant, but it has got the potential to become a big vriksha. So my third reflection hence is that these wonderful pastimes, these wonderful qualities of the Lord, these wonderful, Rupa, Nama, Guna, Leela, all of those things of the Lord, they are all available in holy name. So if we somehow be attached to the holy name of the Lord, we will be able to eventually understand the Rupa of the Lord, which is going to reveal to people. We will eventually be able to understand the Guna of the Lord. We will be able to understand the Leela of the Lord, and eventually we will be able to be participating in the transcendental pastimes with the Lord in the transcendental abode. So, I would like to stop here saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental process is so sublime, over and beyond all muktis, over and beyond all so-called accomplishments on the process of religious practices. Krishna Prema is unique. That Krishna Prema's uniqueness gives us the capacity to be selected by the Lord, and that is possible when we chant the holy name of the Lord. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam and Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Itai Gaurav Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Any questions or comments or reflections? I'll be happy to respond.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so very much for the very, very wonderful class and emphasizing the importance of attaining Krishna Prema as the highest goal of our lives. And first getting Krishna Prema and then being selected by Krishna. That is, first Mahaprabhu has to give Prem and then only Krishna will select us. So thank you so much for the very beautiful class. Dear devotees, the forum is open for question and answers and any reflections or realizations. Please go ahead if anyone has any questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranams.
Hare
Such a beautiful and insightful class as always, Prabhuji. I really like that Tamil song you sang. I think you had also sung it a few years ago also, and I was mentioning to my husband. I didn't know that the song actually meant that. So, but as usual, a lot of takeaways, Prabhuji, and very practical insights. Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, ma'am. All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Danvat Pranam, Jai Shila Prabhupada. As usual, Prabhuji, आपकी जो रियलाइजेशन है वो डे टू डे लाइफ में बहुत यूजफुल होते हैं. जय जय नित्यानंदा, जय जय गौरांगा. Prabhuji, today is a Vyas Puja of H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj. So whatever you want to say about H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj, or they are in Sridham Vrindavan Dham. So you want to share
Jayapataka Maharaj Vyasa Puja is on 19th of April by Tithi. It is
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
day after Ramanavami. Ramanavami is on 17th April for India. So 19th April. So I'm not sure if anybody else is celebrating early in some parts of the world. What I can say about him, I am whatever good, if there is anything in me, it is because of him, and all the rest is because of my nonsense. Glories of Jayapataka Maharaj is something that only when people have known him and be with him would be able to relate. Otherwise, they'll be thinking that this is a exaggerated, hyped narration of a sentimental disciple. That's what they will see, but no tinge of exaggeration when you hear about his glories, because Prabhupada called him as associated, eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in ISKCON today many of us are able to hear and speak. I'm sure there is always some contribution from Jayapataka Maharaj. He has done a lot of work in restoring Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime places. He has done a lot of work in revealing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. He's now doing so many things can be said. Just to keep it simple and humble, I would say that all my understanding in Krishna consciousness, especially about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and as well as all the services that I'm currently rendering, is purely because of his mercy, and I have no other personal qualification. And still, in spite of that, I have my own challenges. I'm praying to his lotus feet so that at some point in time, I'll come out of this and stop complaining about my own problems. I would, rather say that each and every Prabhupada's disciples, they are all hand-picked by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada selected them, empowered them, and made them as one soldiers to, kind of win souls to Srila, this entire parampara. He made the soldiers to win them for the Supreme Lord. I guess we should not take those help given to us lightly, and see if we can eventually continue the legacy what they have started, and see if we can. They say pass the baton. So those are some comments. I would just want to keep it simple and limited here. Any other thoughts, comments, reflections?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Danvat Pranam, Anant Koti Danvat Pranam to H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj. Prabhuji, by Srila Prabhupada and H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj mercy, we get such a strong association here from last 13 years. Last year is the first year that not able to do seva in the kitchen. So Maharaj is sitting, Jayapataka Maharaj is sitting in the kitchen, and they teach us different 67 different dahi chida recipe, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, we specially get the blessing of danda, and वो वाइब्रेशन जो आते हैं प्रभु जी जब महाराज किचन में होते हैं, we cannot express in words, Prabhuji. Anant Koti Danvat Pranam to H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj. And 3 days festival in Atlanta, Paniyati Dham. So, but especially that Dahi Chida festival, the प्रभु जी उसकी जो प्रोसेस होती है वो पेंट करना होता है, जो पॉट होते हैं टेराकोटा का, दे ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट बिफोर 1 month, और 3 दिन पहले से ही सब बहुत सारे ड्राई फ्रूट्स आते हैं मंदिर में, बहुत सारे वेजिटेबल्स आते हैं, एंड प्रभु जी वो हम शब्दों में वर्णन नहीं कर सकते, इतना मतलब टच टू हार्ट। मॉर्निंग 3:30 किचन में चले जाते जपा के बाद 4:30 को, एंड प्रभु जी वो 3 दिन का फेस्टिवल हृदय को छू जाता है प्रभु जी। एंड जय पताका महाराज है, जय पताका महाराज इज नॉट, health is not good, Prabhuji, but he is traveling all over the world. He's the strongest, like a strongest beam, like a preacher that they teach us कि ये material body तो हमेशा ही साथ देने वाली नहीं है, but हमारा डिटर्मिनेशन बहुत स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए ताकि वी कैन सर्व शिल प्रभुपाद, शिल गुरुदेव, श्री राधा गोपीनाथ, एंड वी कैन सर्व ऑल। जय पताका महाराज, राधानाथ महाराज ने बोला था कि ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड से जो जय पताका महाराज के डिसापल आए हैं, इनको सच्चे हृदय से सर्व करना और कुकिंग करना। तो 13 साल से प्रभु जी ये सेवा मिली है, आप प्रे करना कि ये सेवा कभी बंद ना हो। हरि हरि गौरांगा, कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्णा। आप लोग बहुत नसीब वाले हैं जो आपको अच्छे से सेवा कर रहे हो, तो अच्छे से करके रहिएगा, और मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि ऐसे ही आपको सेवा मिलते रहे।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the insightful class. I just wanted to know, so there is no bhakti aspect in those 4 types of mukti, Prabhuji?
No. But mukti has got, I mean, you may have some flavors of what you call as bhakti present there. As I said, the iPhone can function like a paperweight, but you cannot call iPhone a paperweight. There are other benefits, things can offer. So the idea is mukti is very, subservient when compared to bhakti and what bhakti can offer. So you may still have, even in mukti, they talk about the Lord, personalities, qualities, activities, but it has a completely different flavor, different, ingredients. So that is why those who are attached to this process of bhakti movement. So, we don't treat mukti cheaply. We don't try to, insult or anything like that. But we need to understand that bhakti is far more superior to an extent that you are able to develop. It is like example. It is like becoming a personal family member of the Lord. Vis-a-vis trying to become praja in his, government, becoming, some third person, fourth person, fifth person. So bhakti gives you access to become his personal family member. The Lord handles you personally. Today morning, Loknath Maharaj was mentioning that the Lord is so personal that to personally look after each of his children, he comes and sits in the heart. He comes and manifests himself as Archa Vigraha so that he can personally look after us. And when he is making himself personally available, we should not try to become impersonal with him. We should not try to become superficial with him. So mukti, all those other full benefits of religious processes, they are all superficial. Bhakti is real core essence.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank
With the permission of Aji Priti Vilasina, Aji Kirtira Sundari Mataji, can you please sing one Vaishnav song that is like Gurudev Krupa Bindu Dio Trinape Karuna Kari, if possible, Prabhuji, by the permission of senior Vaishnava.
Is it okay if I sing a song called Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira?
Yes, Prabhuji. Jai Jai Nityananda, Jai Jai Gauranga.
Because it will be to the context that we are currently doing, so it will be relevant. So, if there are no other comments, then I will sing this song, Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira. I will just read the meaning of the song. When will that opportune moment come to us when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name. While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When, by his mercy, will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? When the mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavana and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the 6 Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. Narottam Dasa constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite nayane babe mira Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite nayane babe mira Parak beni tai chande Koruna hoibe Samsara bashana mora Kabe tu chahabe Parak beni tai chande Koruna hoibe Samsara bashana mora Kabe tu chahabe Vishaya chariya kabe Suddha bemana Kabe hamahe ramo Shri Vrindavana Vishaya chariya kabe Shuddha bemana Kabe hamahe rabo Shri Vrindavana Rupara gunata pade hoibe akriti Kabe hama puja hobe Jugala piriti Rupara gunata pade hoibe akriti Kabe hama puja habe Jugala piriti Rupara gunata pade Rahumora asha Prarthana karo ye sada Narottama dasa Rupara gunata pade Rahumora asha Prarthana karo ye sada Narottama dasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the very nice singing, for answering all the questions, and for the very beautiful class. So grateful for your association. Thank you again.
Okay, probably we can end the session.
Anyone else has any questions or comments for Prabhuji? Okay, then we can end the class. Thank you again for the very nice bhajan, lot of comments, not forming class, and pure trending bhajan. Wonderful practice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We'll end the call here. Vancha Tilpatarudesh, Prakasandesh, Patihamam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Mananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Great Ramgiridhari Prabhuji ki
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti
Thank you
Dandavat.
so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.